Alrighty, so we're back out here for another fly camping adventure. This time, it's gonna get cold on me. They're showing temps down in the 50s tonight, so I got a little more weight in my bag. Normally I don't pack a blanket, but this time I definitely did, because yeah, I think I'm gonna need it. We have our own new set of challenges on this one. So right now, there is pretty much zero wind. Maybe a 1 mile an hour wind coming out of the south. It could be interesting getting up in the air. That's gonna be the hardest part of this whole adventure, I think, is just getting off the ground and getting to the pond. I think I'm gonna go to the same pond I went to last time. That's about 15 miles straight that way. I'm just gonna start navigating once I get up there. I have certain landmarks and different formations that I look at to know kind of where I'm at exactly. And plus I kind of grew up here, so I know the area pretty well. But yeah, I think this should be a good time, as long as I don't freeze my butt off tonight. So we're taking the black titanium pterodactyl up with us this time. She's never been on a paracamping adventure yet, but I think she'll get us there. I think she'll get the job done. Only difference is it's a little bit bigger frame. I guess there's pros and cons to that. I have a little bit bigger propeller. So basically what that means is I have a little bit more thrust, but my cage is bigger. So if I run into tall grass like I did last time, that's actually a pretty big con, because then my cage is dragging through the grass, my prop is that much closer to the ground, more room for stupid things to happen. And when you have a gym bag that has 25 to 30 pounds worth of stuff in it, I mean, there's just no room for error at all. You have to be perfect, everything has to go a certain way. So fingers crossed, let's get the motor warmed up and get up in the air. We'll start out by priming her up here. As you can see, we've got almost a full tank. Last time I brought plenty, and actually I'm glad I brought plenty last time, because I actually dumped some on the fire to get the fire going. So hopefully I don't have to do that this time. I brought some cardboard this time. That should help me get a fire started once I gather my wood up. We're going to go ahead and pre-flight this thing, make sure nothing's loose, everything's looking a-okay. So taking off with a full tank of fuel is hard in itself. Add a nil wind situation like we've got going on right now, and yeah, it's just not ideal for getting off the ground. But once you're up there, phew, nil wind, that's as good as it gets. We like butter smooth skies. We got about probably about 50 minutes before sunset. I have to knock out 15 miles before I get there. And I'm thinking it's probably gonna take me a good half hour just to get there. And then once I'm there, I'm thinking it'll take me another half hour just to set up. So I might be setting up in the dark by the time I get there. I did bring a flashlight. I brought all the necessities, the things that you have to have. No luxuries, nothing fancy. I'm only gonna be out there for a night. Exactly a year ago today I did this, and I think that's kind of what sparked the inspiration to do it again. I think it'd be kind of cool to make this an annual thing, do it every year, beginning of June. So, weather permitting, of course. So for clothing, right now it's about 80 degrees. I'm wearing sweats, and I'm sweating. I'm hoping, yeah, once I get up in the air I can cool off, but I'm hoping this is enough to keep me warm tonight. Because yeah, 58 degrees is no joke, but we shall see. Alrighty, let's get her fired up. All right, let's let her get good and warm. If anybody knows what that squeal is, definitely let me know, because it's been doing it since I bought the motor. Little squeak, squeak. Let's focus on flying, because we gotta get there, and we gotta get there soon. Come on, boys, let's go. She looks like she's ready to ride. I think I'm ready to run. The higher up I can get it hooked onto me, the better, because I don't want that much weight on my legs. I'm trying to run with it. And yeah, it's just really awkward running with a big gym bag on your legs. But okay, everything's starting to get heavy, which means we better hurry up, because it's not getting any lighter. And that goes for the sunlight too. Definitely not getting any lighter. It's a race against time at this point. Once again, just another normal takeoff. Here goes nothing. Believe this, but I forgot my phone on the charger in my truck. I'm pretty sure. How did that happen? I am an idiot. All right, we are lined up in formation to come in for a landing. I'm gonna slide out of the seat nice and slow like. Here we go. Nice and greasy. All right, that was stupid. I cannot believe that just happened. Typically I would say, hey, this is camping. Let's disconnect. But what I'm doing is not exactly safe. So I kind of want my phone on me to be able to call somebody in case I need help with anything. Hopefully the second launch goes as good as the first launch. It's good practice. Just keep telling myself that, I guess. And there it is. thought technology was supposed to make life easier. My phone's being a pain in the rump roast. On the bright side, I got a fully charged battery now, so we got that going for us. Whew, pros and cons here. Gotta stay positive. That's not easy right now, because I really didn't have any spare time for anything like this to happen. But here we go. Take two. This ought to be good. The excitement when I got off the ground. I'm like hooting and hollering, high on life. And the moment that I realized my phone was still in the truck, it was probably arguably top 10 saddest moments of my life. I'm going camping on a Thursday night, something really anybody with a normal 8 to 5 can do. I'm not taking off till it's about 8 o'clock already, and I'm just gonna camp out overnight and then pack things up in the morning, and I'll probably be back up in the air by probably 6:30. So I can't complain with this life. This life full of just crazy stuff like this. And if you have a bad attitude and look at everything as poorly as you can, then you're just not gonna be very happy in life. So in my experience, life is all about having a good attitude. And I think I do a good job of that. I know it doesn't come as easy to everybody, but for me, I don't know. That's the way to be. Good times, good times. Absolutely no wind. It's good stuff though, it's good stuff. Give ourselves some slack so we can get a running start at it. I'm not the strongest person in the world, and I'm not afraid to admit when I'm getting tired, and this weighs a lot. Come on, girl. Made it just before sunset. Give you a quick peek of that. Hard to beat golden hour. There she is, looking beautiful. All right, I think right here on this island is where I'm gonna set up camp. Oh yeah, we're out here. Cool. That went about as smooth as it could, other than having to take off twice. So I may have cheated a little bit. I did mow a spot right here, just so in the morning when it's nice and dewy, I don't have to get everything quite as wet, and I don't have to run through knee-high grass. Because last time, not gonna lie, that was a little risque. I'm going to unhook and start getting everything set up here. Those are how we want it. Definitely have cow poop on my shoe. Awesome, awesome. Hoping the cows kind of leave me alone a little bit tonight. If not, cool, I got some company. I'm not out here all by myself. Got friends in grassy places. All right, let's set her up. Just another day at the office here. Definitely could have landed a little closer to the pond. I don't know. I've had this parachute for 2.5 years. It's my original parachute, and honestly, I'm in the weirdest predicament. I bought a couple new wings, both which are smaller and much more dynamic than the Nivea Cubic 21 meter. One of them would be the 18 meter Piper. I thought that was kind of gonna be my go-to wing from here on out, but honestly, I'm not sure. it's fast. It's really fast. I could never do a mission like this with the Piper. I've done some nil-win landings where I'm coming in, I mean, crazy fast. Nothing bad about the Piper. The way it handles, the way it lands, it has so much flair, especially compared to the Cubic. Yeah, overall, I would say the Piper, it just does everything right. My only gripe about the Piper 18 meter is that it almost goes too fast. I don't know if you've seen any of my content on Instagram or whatever. I post a lot of wildlife type stuff and just nature, people out farming, doing that type of thing. And the Piper, I mean, you might as well be driving down the road in a car. It's almost too fast, which in a lot of cases, fast is good. And if you're really high up in the air, it's a lot of fun. But I think my style, I don't think I'm the crazy acro guy. I think I'm more of a fly low and slow, take it all in, wave at the cows, wave at some dogs, wave at the friendly people down below type of guy. I also bought an 18 meter Gin Carve. Yeah, that thing's a hot rod. Again, I don't need an 18 meter Carve and an 18 meter Piper. The Carve is very efficient, I will say that. It has a lot of lift for an 18 meter wing, but I don't think I need quite that much spice. Basically what I'm saying is when I'm flying down low with the Carve, it's like you gotta be both hands on controls at all times. And maybe it's because I'm not comfortable with it. I'm so good at getting used to just one thing and then just falling in love with it. And maybe that's the deal with the Cubic. Maybe I need to get on some other wings. Maybe the Piper in a bigger size is a better call for me. For now, I absolutely love everything about the Cubic. The way it handles, it does nothing but build confidence for me as a pilot. I know it inside and out. I can safely do missions like this. I really am not even that worried like when I take off and go. It's never really let me down. And I'm out here in the middle of nowhere and I'm probably gonna regret saying that. There's just something about it that I can't go away from. So here's where I'm at. I'm thinking about selling the Carve, selling the Piper, maybe even selling this one. I don't know. This one has a lot of sentimental value to me. But what I'm thinking is maybe just buying another Cubic. That might be crazy, but I mean, rebuying the wing that I learned on. I can fly low. It's got your tip steering. You just pull to correct. It's easy to film things while you're flying. I like the confidence that it gives me. So that's kind of how I came to that decision. Let's get things set up because it's almost pitch dark. So, what's in the bag? First off, I brought a pretty warm blanket. I wish I didn't have to set that in the grass, but there she is. Sleeping bag, tent. That's really all that I set in the main compartment. Looks like my flashlight's actually on right now. It is. I brought some goodies. That's a little pick-me-up. Shout out Rev Honey. Been drinking you for like the last 5 years. Good stuff. Probably longer, actually. They just switched cans. I like them. All right. I also brought a lighter to get a fire started, some gloves for the morning. It's gonna be really, really cold. Some water, and on the other side, stuff to start a fire. And of course, you know me. Skittles, baby. They brought the lime back, but personally, I didn't hate the apple. I thought the apple was good. So let's start that whole debate. Bring apple back. All right, so I think the last fly camping video that I made, I said, this tent's been a lot of places and it's time to upgrade. Well, here we have the same tent I used last time. It was covered in dew when I packed it up last time. Honestly, it hasn't been out of the bag since. I never thought I would use it again. It's nice that it's so small, it fits perfectly in this bag. So we're gonna get her set up here. Cue the time lapse. All right, we are out here. Got the old tent set up. Heck yeah. Time to get a fire blazing. All right, we're all tucked in with the parachute. I didn't bring a pillow. Might end up putting my head on that for a little cushion, but yeah, it's gonna get cold tonight. Hopefully, sleeping bag and extra blanket is enough. We will find out. See you guys in the morning. Whew. Good morning, people of the internet. If it sounds like I just woke up, that's probably because I just did. Got the tent pulled down, rolled out of bed probably 5 minutes ago. And now we have the fun challenge of fitting the tent back in the original tent bag. This cheap $25, maybe $35 tent got the job done again. Didn't sleep too bad last night, actually. It's pretty peaceful. The wind is a little bit more calm than they were saying it was gonna be this morning. Off in the distance, I can see wind turbines. Looks like the wind's coming straight out of the west. That's kind of nice. Sort of a nice little wind indicator that you can't miss. So yeah, it's officially 6 o'clock a.m. and I have phone people stopping by in an hour and a half. So I need to get packed up, everything stuffed back into the bag and get home before I have to go back to work. But honestly, I kind of like the challenge. So I was checking winds aloft, and down on the ground right now, it's showing a 5-mile-an-hour wind. That's pretty ideal for taking off with a giant gym bag full of stuff. Winds aloft, on the other hand, are actually pretty crazy. About 1,000 feet up, they're cooking at like 35 mile an hour. We might have some bumpy air. I mean, that's kind of all I'm getting out of that, but it looks peaceful. It looks good. We're gonna navigate down low. We're gonna avoid that because I'm headed west, so it would be a 35 mile an hour headwind if I decided to navigate too high. And at that rate, I would be absolutely parked, not making any progress. But yeah, I think we got just about everything packed up. I was kind of worried I maybe lost this carabiner, but I still have it. All right, I think I'm going to go set up and we'll pick up for the takeoff. I don't know if this counts as hike and fly, but I got all my stuff hiking up this hill so I can really get a good feel for what direction the wind's out of. And then, yeah, we'll get everything laid out and hopefully get back up in the air in no time. Sheesh. Can hear a train. I'm surprised there's not crop dusters out. Last year there was crop dusters everywhere. This time I'm okay with there not being crop dusters out this morning though. Even paramotor pilots will complain about traffic in the morning on the way to work. All right, my shoes are soaking wet. This grass, I don't know, it's just Kansas. It's always humid. Never is our morning when the ground isn't just soaking wet. Not complaining. My little spot that I mowed to lay my wing out so it wouldn't get too terribly wet doesn't look too bad. It looks like I lined it up perfectly with the wind. Kind of got lucky there, I guess. All right, let's get this bad boy laid out. Why is this brake line doing that? I do not like that. Weird. It's kinky. We don't like when our lines are kinky. Okay, that was a fail. We're gonna go ahead and lay out by hand. Always worth a shot. Something I always gotta remind myself is to really just take my time when I get set up with this much extra weight on me. Reason being, the amount of energy that it's gonna save me, and probably time it's gonna save me by taking my time and getting it right the first time. So last night was pretty spectacular. Yeah, lots of shooting stars, all of the coyotes. Cows left me alone this time. They're down there. Shout out cows. I'll be honest, I'm kind of happy that I have a little bit of a wind to help me get off the ground. I'm gonna need it because everything is wet and weighs twice as much as it normally does, which typically means you gotta run twice as hard and twice as far, but I think we got this. Are those magic mushrooms? I'm not sure. Don't want to find out. Sprinkly dinkly. Let's get this baby primed up. We're in for another tough launch. Everything's soaking wet. I'm still half asleep. That's the stuff right there. Hostess. Come on. Bumpy flight back, but nothing too crazy. Oh yeah. Let's just kite her on over to the truck. What do you say? Why do I only do this once a year? All right, that's close enough. Just set her down in the bed of my truck, why don't I? Yeah, pretty awesome little flight back, not gonna lie. It's funny how things work out. I was a little bummed last night that I left my phone in the truck and had to take off twice, but turns out everything happens for a reason. I woke up this morning and I don't know why. Maybe I didn't have good service and my phone was searching for service all night, but my battery dropped about 20% overnight and I had a 1% when I took off. So just enough to call for help if I needed it. But yeah, that's would I take away from having to come back and get my phone off the charger? I probably would have had a dead phone this morning, and I would have made it back all right yet, most likely, but it's good to have a little bit of juice in the phone in case you need it. Now, I need to text my 7:30 appointment and let her know I'm in Seneca. Maybe save her a trip out to my house. Kind of right on time here. Didn't give myself any extra time, but I'm not late either, so. All right, still had a little bit of gasoline left. We were trimmed out the whole way there and the whole way back. It's a 30-mile round trip. This is a heck of a wing. I don't know, the Cubic, I have so many good things to say about it. It's just never let me down. So anyone that's looking for a good all-around wing, I would highly recommend the 21-meter Cubic. I'm about 112 kilograms all up. Honestly, it does everything that I need a wing to do. Get you a wing that doubles as a stable, awesome, safe glider, and also you can sleep on it as a pillow if you're camping in the middle of nowhere. All right, I think I am gonna go get myself some breakfast really quick, and we're gonna end this one here. So thanks for watching, guys.